Yo, was Gucci, was Fendi, was poppin', brand new whip, nah fam. I just hopped in. Anyway, welcome back to the Psychology Podcast and the mental health series. This week, it's a special one because we have a specialist, and I thought that it's good to hear people sharing their stories, but it's also good to hear people that are doing something about this mental health issue to make it well. So, I have a very special person. She is the advocacy officer of the Ndinewe Foundation. She will explain further what that is, but it's basically mental health related, and it's some really good stuff. Like, you guys are gonna hear from her. But anyway, before I continue rambling, I'd like to introduce my special guest for this episode. So, how are you, dear special guest?
Whoop whoop. I'm excited to be here. I'm doing very, very good. I'm doing very, very good. I'm Paula.
Oh,
I don't know if you had already said my name.
Okay, Paula, yes. No, I hadn't said your name, but yeah. Paula.
Okay.
What else about you? Just a brief introduction about you and what it is you do, then yeah.
Okay. So I already said my name is Paula Mparuta. I'm an advocacy officer at Ndinewe Foundation. Ndinewe Foundation is a youth-led organization that focuses on the mental health of young people, youth. So that's basically everybody that's under 30. And yes, so we're trying to change the context, the mental health scene in the Zimbabwean context. So we're here to make a difference, and we're just striving to make sure that people prioritize what mental health is. And, being here right now is such an awesome thing because I know a lot of people are going to come across this podcast and, maybe their lives would be changed. So it's really, really good. And this is part of what I do on a daily basis as well. Advocacy. When we talk about advocacy, it's coming out there, giving people information, educating them on what mental health is, because you find that a lot of people don't even know what mental health is. So yes, I think that's as brief as I can go.
That was so nice. That was so beautiful. Straight to the point. And you say this organization is under UZ, yeah?
No, actually, this is an organization that's separate. We do have clubs that we're opening at different universities. So far, we've done at the UZ. We're also trying to open up clubs at different schools, like high schools, because we're trying to introduce mental health to even the younger people, because you find that mental health, usually these mental health issues start to manifest when, no matter what the age is. So if we go there, we go in at high schools and we start giving them the information that they need to equip themselves. And, you'll find that they'll prevent even future issues from developing when they know they're equipped, they can get the help they need. So that's basically what we've been doing, the groundwork.
I'm really loving what you guys are doing. And what I like most about what you guys do, I believe in action. Because action helps get results. And not to put down anyone, but sometimes when we complain as people or we have problems, something needs to be done to fix the problem. And I'm glad you guys are actually part of the fixing process. And I'm sure it will end very well. So, before we really get into the deep Ndinewe Foundation, I want to start getting to know Paula. Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
As much as the listeners, because it's I like to know that the person preaching, where the background, So, what is mental health to Paula in your definition, your own personal definition?
Mental health to me is my well-being. That's as simply as I can put it,
Okay.
because it encompasses everything, my thoughts, but for me personally, my thoughts then translate to everything that I do, how I'm going to act,
Mm-hmm.
how I do things, how I react to things, how my body reacts to things. And, that's basically the definition of mental health to me. And I think pretty much just the definition of mental health.
Okay, okay. I like that. That's an interesting one. I've
Mm-hmm.
heard that one a lot. So, how your body reacts, everything. Take me back to the first time you had quote unquote
Mm-hmm.
mental health issues, or maybe you didn't know they were mental health issues, but when you realized, my goodness, wow, this
Mm-hmm.
is it's a lot. Take me back to that first time, and what do you
Okay.
do, and how did you help yourself?
Okay. I think the first time I actually realized that, okay, this is something that's really bugging me, and it's something that's big enough for me to say, okay, it's affecting my mental health. I would say probably 3 years ago, about 3 years ago. And it's something that then went on and on and on, and it went on for a very long time. And,
Mm,
it's for me, okay, let me just go back a little bit as well. I am somebody, well, now that I know that it's anxiety,
yeah.
I've battled with anxiety for a lot of my life.
Mm,
Even now, I
mm,
still have anxiety, but because I know what it is, I have information on how I can help myself. I know how to manage it. So it's much better than what it was before. But I went through some pretty tough things,
okay.
and I was
Mm,
sad for a very, very long time. And I think because I was interacting with luckily enough, I had like a good support system. I had people that were willing to help. And,
ooh,
that's when I got to realize that, okay, there's something called mental health, there's mental health well being. And
ooh.
then, you have to dive into it. You get the information, you get the help. And, I'm saying this now, and it sounds like it's something that's so simple. But in
Mm-hmm.
actual fact, it's something that's very difficult. It's a process. Like what I'm saying, for me, I realized this like 3 years ago. So since then until where I am today, it's just been a process of, trying to get better, learning new things, unlearning things. And yeah, that's what it's been like for me.
And okay, you said a lot of interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you had these problems 3 years ago, uh,
Mm-hmm.
who was your first point of reference? Where you're like, I need help. Was it church? Was it a friend? Was it parents? What was the first point of reference?
Okay, to be very honest, I'm a person that likes to fix things by myself.
Okay.
So I think it was a little difficult in the beginning because it's like I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to see what's really wrong. I'm trying to do things by myself, you know. And I was
Mm-hmm.
really trying, and it wasn't working out. And then obviously, okay, not obviously, but I'm a spiritual person. So
Okay.
it's like I'm crying out to God, I'm praying,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing. Okay, at the
What
moment,
were
at the
what
time,
what
it
were
didn't
you
seem like.
doing? What were you doing that was wrong? That at that
Mm,
time you're like by yourself. Since you said you're doing by yourself, what was it that you were doing wrong?
mhm. I think a lot of the times with mental health, you have to speak, you have
Mm.
to talk to someone. Being
Yes,
by
yes.
yourself and trying to solve something by yourself
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really work out.
Okay.
So that's where the problem even started. And I think I would even want to put it out there that if you feel like you're not doing okay, if you're going through something, it's
Mm.
very important for you to speak up. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important for you even to find just one person that you will
Mm-hmm.
go and just tell what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the problem was for me. It was you're trying to fix it by yourself, but this is
Yes.
not something that you can do work by yourself.
Ooh.
Mm,
Oof. That was deep.
yes.
That was deep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just what happened there. And then I think it was now just reaching out, and for me as well, like trusting is a bit of a problem. We have some
Oh,
issues there.
trust
We
issues.
have some issues there,
Hey.
yes. Mm.
Ah,
So
shame. Talk
I
about
just
that.
had to. yeah, I just had to like find someone that I could trust. And it was kind of difficult because also, in as much as you have a strong support system and everything, sometimes, and as with anybody else, sometimes you confide in someone and to them, they don't really sympathize or they don't understand
Mm.
how big the issue is to you. Because I could
Oh.
complain to you maybe for something small, I could be like, today my shoe broke. I don't know what to do. And it's something that was really stressing me. And maybe it's something that ruined my day. It's something that's small, it sounds silly, and to you, you could just
Mm-hmm.
disregard it. But to me, it was something that ruined my day. It was something huge to me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So in that process as well, I was getting to trust people a little less as well. It's like I'm telling this
Oh,
person, and you know what I'm saying?
did the trust issues arise from you trying to express yourself to different people, but them not reciprocating that energy?
Not really. I already had trust issues even before, but then now it's like I'm putting myself out there and I feel like it's not being reciprocated or I'm not getting what I'm looking for. So it's like, do I really want to do this? Maybe I should just do this alone.
Oh, and okay, if you don't mind
Mm,
me asking, you don't have to answer this. Where would
okay.
have the trust issues have built up? Where did those build up from?
I think I've just generally been a person that I don't like to rely on other people. I like to do things by myself. I don't trust people enough to carry things through.
Oh, I see.
Mm,
I see. Because
yes,
you
like
don't think
it's
they will
not
deliver.
something. I don't think it's anything particular. Like I didn't grow up being told, and it doesn't come. But like, it was just something that I think because I'm so self-reliant, I just didn't think that anybody could help. Or even like right now, I still am that person. Obviously, it's a work in progress, but I've never wanted to rely on people to do things for me. I always want to do things.
Damn.
Mm.
So even now, you still have, okay, this may confuse someone, maybe they're listening. You still
Mm-hmm.
have trust issues in terms of you're self-reliant because you're like, this person,
Mm-hmm.
this guy or this girl, they won't do it to spick and span.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get yourself to a position where you can balance the trust issues and being able to express yourself with someone? Is it something that you'd want to eventually, you know trust more?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, those are two different questions, but let's start with how did you get to the point?
Okay. I had the one person. I was lucky enough. Okay, I didn't have to trust a lot of people and get disappointed a lot of times. I had
Mm-hmm.
one person. Like I don't know if it's my good judgment, but I had that one friend that was there for me, and they really encouraged me to speak, and they just encouraged me generally, and they helped me. They walked me through the whole process of everything that I was going through, and it was really good for me, and it made me see that there's other people out there that actually really care for you. There's other
Mm.
people that want to help you out, other people that want to see you win.
Mm-hmm,
They want to
mm-hmm,
see you smile, they want to see you
mm-hmm,
happy. And in as much as I don't really like people and I don't trust people, there's people out there that want that for you. And funny enough, it was somebody that I least expected that from. We weren't friends that were extremely close like that. But that
mm,
one time I opened up to them, it's like it opened a whole door for me. It was my safe place. I would go to that person and just share and share and share. And we built a really good relationship from that. We're still good friends till this day. We're still, we're pretty close. We're like family now. And it's
mm.
really good. So even for anybody, if you feel like it's hard to trust or to talk to people, sometimes just take the leap. Take the leap.
Okay, so I have an interesting question from what you said there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it will lead to another topic. Of course, our time is running out, but another
Mm-hmm.
one, that a subtopic that hits the heart, especially for me. Was this
Mm-hmm.
person a female or a male?
It was actually a male friend.
Ah, brilliant. I was hoping you'd say that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So, if you had said female, yeah, I would have just did it. Anyway, so
Okay.
right. When you expressed yourself, were you the first one to
Mm-hmm.
express yourself to them, or they expressed themselves first to you?
I think at the moment it's just, I don't know if it's coincidental or things just were meant to happen like that, but I was
Mm-hmm.
reaching point break. When you speak to someone and you can't hold it together, you just break down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when you're in such a terrible space that someone will say hi, how are you? This is like basic conversation. This is like what everybody does every day. You meet someone on the road, hi, how are you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But at the moment, I was in such a horrible place that him asking me how I am, it triggered me. I didn't know
Mm,
how to answer that question. And I
mm,
just broke down. I broke down.
And
And,
then, so
the conversation then started.
basically, you're the one who initiated
Yes, I guess so. I guess I.
the expressing side, the
Mm,
bulk of the expressing side. All right,
mm,
cool, cool, cool. So now,
yes.
I want to ask you because as a guy,
Mm,
and I think most of my fellow gents, I've had enough guests and talked to enough people to understand that as men, that
mm-hmm,
opening up, I think it's a bit harder for us generally
mm,
than women because
mm-hmm,
we're used to women venting. It's like, oh no, she's okay. No, no, baby, I'm here for you. But
mm-hmm,
a guy
mm-hmm,
venting is not normal, so to speak, in quotes, because
mm-hmm,
most of us grew up with probably dads that were like you would not see them like unless if their mom dies or something. Like you just
mm-hmm,
wouldn't see them in that space. Mom, on the other hand, normal. So
mm-hmm,
now, from what you've seen, since you're also an advocacy officer within your,
mm-hmm,
how do you think a guy can approach a situation where he wants to vent to a woman
mm-hmm,
like yourself,
mm-hmm,
but he's afraid that if he expresses himself, it's not the fact that you won't be friends anymore. You probably will, but let's say it's a romantic kind of situation where it's someone you're romantically involved in, and they lose interest. How does a guy go about that?
just generally, you should just have that one person then that you could go to and be able to vent to. And you're saying in a romantic situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to think that people in romantic situations are comfortable enough to go to their partners and, speak up. But in the event that you can't do that, then
Mm-hmm.
maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be your romantic partner that you express yourself to. It could be
Mm-hmm.
somebody else. And we have Ndinewe as well. We have a hotline that you could just hit up and,
Oh,
text. Maybe you
oh,
don't feel
really?
comfortable enough. Sometimes it's
Oh.
good to speak to strangers. You speak to
Mm-hmm.
somebody. I was
Mm-hmm.
like that. I
Mm-hmm.
could say that. I would rather prefer talking to somebody that I know that I would never meet again because,
Mm-hmm.
I feel more comfortable. I feel I'm safer.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Mm. So
Oh,
I hope that answers your question actually.
um, you know what? I like that, and
Mm,
that's true. I think talking to a stranger or talking to someone you're comfortable with. But the reason why I stress about it, it seems like a lot of guys really do complain about that. Like I've heard so many guys. I've asked. I even
mm-hmm,
did a little survey the other day. Asked
mm-hmm,
10 different guys that are in relationships, long-term
mm-hmm,
relationships, like relationships where they've been together for at least a year. And they all said, nah,
mm-hmm.
I don't like to express myself with my girl like that because I feel like she kind of uses it against me or she undermined my problems, so to speak.
Okay, you know what? I
Mhm.
want to interject a little bit there. I
Yeah.
think for guys, right, for men, when we talk about mental health for men, there's a lot of factors as well that then causes
Mm.
these mental health issues, like what
Mhm.
you just raised right there. This
Mm-hmm.
is like, there's discrimination, there's stigma, and there's also these
Mm-hmm.
cultural norms. Kuti Murume doesn't feel, she
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't feel like this. Murume
Mm-hmm.
afane kunyetekanane, like those
Yeah.
kinds of things. So I
Yeah.
think then we carry those norms into our relationships, things that are supposed, or institutions that are supposed to be our safe spaces. But now
Ooh.
you find that you can't be safe because
Because
you feel like I
mm-hmm.
can't let down my hand. I can't do that. I can't then come out. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
then just come out and be like, yo, baby, this is what's going on. I'm
Yeah.
stressed, I'm down because you fear I'll look like less of a man. But
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change that narrative. We want
Mm-hmm.
to break down all of those
Stigmas.
stigmas, those,
Mm.
yeah, we want to create a safe space for men to be able to come and speak up without feeling like they're less of a man, or they're weak. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Mm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's an issue. I mean, I also go through. I'm not even gonna lie. When you're like, hey, you
Mm-hmm.
have to really be like, is this girl gonna take? Because here's the thing, and I'm gonna speak from my own experiences. 95% of the
Okay.
time, with a lot of women, in my experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and I bet most guys are probably gonna agree with this. It's like the words is no, express yourself to me. It's in a romantic,
Mm-hmm.
like you girls, a lot of girls will say that, like, no, I want you to. But when a guy
Mm-hmm.
does, the reaction and the actions don't match the words, and you
Mm-hmm.
can tell that
Mm-hmm.
it didn't rub her off the right way. And it's obviously, like you said, when you're used to a certain norm, it's one thing to
Mm.
say that I want you to express myself. It's another thing to unlearn things so that you are able to receive the guy expressing himself. And
Exactly.
basically that's what you people are there for, where we
Mm-hmm.
teach each other. You teach the guys to be like, yo, be able to express yourself. Maybe right now, even if it's a random person, like you said in Ndinewe, you guys have a hotline. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I know there's young people mentor. No, is it? There's the other one that does something very similar. Just talking to
Mm-hmm.
someone, or even there's that boy of yours that you're close to like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my guy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hey boy, I'm not good.
Let's speak.
Let's speak. Let's
Mm-hmm.
speak. And then we come together, and then also teaching everyone else, like, yo, if you're a young lady, learn how to receive your man's venting,
Mm-hmm.
and still
Yes.
treat him good afterwards. But
Yes.
but yeah,
You know what? I actually want to say something
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, talk to me.
That the learning and the unlearning, it's not only for guys, because we're talking about men's mental health here. It's not only for them. Like the
Mm-hmm.
point you just raised, even the females, they need to be taught then that, if he's coming to you, if he's saying this to you, it doesn't mean that, he's less of a man. He's still the
Mm-hmm.
man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
he's also human. He also has social
Yeah.
needs. He also has emotional needs. He has psychological needs. So, it's
Preach.
just letting people know that we're all humans. We all go through mental health issues, whether we're male or female.
Man, that was so deep, you know what I'm saying? And we
Mm.
need more females like you, really. we we need this gospel being spread.
And we
And
need more guys being interested in mental health. We need these conversations.
oh
We
yeah,
need these
definitely.
conversations, and we need guys that want to advocate for good mental health. I find that, not even that I find it, but even research shows that guys are less willing to be talking about mental health issues. They're less
Amen.
willing to be talking about what they're actually going through. And I,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we had more guys in the mental health space, it would
Mm-hmm.
make such a big difference, because
Mm.
guys would come, they would open up, they see that Psycho is doing work on mental health. They want to
Mm-hmm.
find out what Psycho is doing. You know what I'm saying? They want
Mm.
to learn more, and it's
Mm.
easier for them to then engage and be more comfortable, and we
You have a
change. Things
safer
change going
space.
forward.
Safer space, basically.
Mm,
Oh,
yes.
It's music to my ears. And the truth is, you're right. My podcast is a case study. It's very hard for me to even get guys on my podcast, besides with other episodes, because a lot of guys will be like, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's that,
Yeah, this is tough for them.
Girls will be like, this weeko and this, or our mental health even worse. It's even harder. You know what I'm saying? But you find that when guys actually open up, like I think the first episode I did with the dude, he opened up about his schizophrenia and whatnot, and he actually received a lot. And he was saying, no, you know what? I actually want to come back, bro, and tell you how I am now.
Exactly.
Because he hit me up not too long ago, like a week ago. It's like, just to tell people how it's going. So you're right. I love
so
that.
important. It's so important.
Man, it's so beautiful. It's really unfortunate that our time has run out, but
oh wow, already?
Yeah, I know. Time flies when things are going well, you definitely love you to come back, just give us more details and some other specified things that could help anyone really with mental health issues. But
For sure.
before we go, just plug your social medias. Where can we find you? All of that.
Okay, so it's Ndinewe Foundation. Ndinewe is Zimbabwe on all our social media platforms. So that's on Twitter, that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram. And then for the hotline, it's 0781 293 888. So that's 38. So, just hit up the hotline and you don't even have to have a certain diagnosis or whatever it is. You could have just had a bad day. You just want to talk. Maybe you have your girlfriend, but you don't feel safe enough to have that conversation with her. Just hit up the hotline. Hi, I just want to say, I'm having a bad day. There's someone there that's going to help you out, just to speak or just to listen, So don't suffer in silence, guys. Speak up, reach out for help. Yes.
That's beautiful. Please, guys, don't suffer in silence. We can never do everything by ourselves. You heard it just from
That's
Paula herself. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can either DM, at Ndinewe Zimbabwe, or you can DM me. I can pass the message on, and then we have that conversation. I urge, especially my male counterparts, if you're listening to this, please come through. Talk about your mental health issues. I think a lot of women would love to learn, since it's hard for guys sometimes to just express. Even for me to do this, I'm putting myself in a vulnerable position. So, I mean, come on, guys. If Psycho can do it, you can all do it.
Kudos to you.
Yeah. Anyway, until the next time, until we, I don't know, meet again or whatever. Don't do drugs, kids. Enjoy the weekend and peace.